Hey, what's up?
Nigel, hello.
What's going on?
Not too much. Not
How you
too
feeling
much.
today?
I'm well. I'm getting this interview. It's pretty awesome.
It is. It really is.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
I am doing some chess, going over an opening here.
Okay, tell us about this opening.
Well, it's called the Evans Gambit, actually, and I'm quite a fan of it. It's when white gets a very aggressive attack on black.
Okay. What's the effectiveness of this move?
Well, it's not really a certain move so much as like a position. So essentially, white lets black take a few pawns so they can get a strong attack on like the black pieces over here and then force them into a very uncomfortable position.
Hmm.
So they're moves behind in development when white's been letting black, white's been developing as black's been taking some pawns.
How long you been playing chess?
Um, Maybe played my first game when I was like 6 or 7, and then maybe started my first tournament was maybe like 8 or 9, and then I really started getting competitive like a year or two ago, and then I started playing tournaments with more determination and practicing
How many tournaments do you do a year?
at least 10. Maybe like 15 or like maybe 20 that year.
Okay. What got you interested in chess?
Well, my dad um, thought I'd be good at it, so we played, and I would always lose to him, of course. But I don't know, I just got something about it just really fascinates me.
What does a person have to be good in to win chess games? Like, what's the strategies to win?
Well, honestly, for the level I'm at, like at least high school level, you really just gotta be careful not to mess up. You don't have to so much focus on playing well. You just can't let your opponent take a free piece or something. As long as you hold down your pieces and wait for them to make a mistake, and you just make sure you pounce on that mistake, you should be able to stay steady and win the game. However, I'm nearing the level where I need to be able to move my pieces in a position where it makes it much easier for them to make mistakes, which is a bit more difficult.
So is chess like a game of wits?
Yes, I would say that. It it also requires a lot of thinking ahead, but also there's sort of a psychological aspect to it. For instance, like sometimes after playing like a game with my opponent, I'll kind of know what he's thinking, and like if he's not very good, he'll like miss this move, which will give me a quicker win, which you don't want to carry up for too high levels of chess, but you can sort of get a feel on your opponent or look over previous games they've done. You kind of know their game,
Hmm.
which is very useful.
Tell us about these pieces. Like, what are the chess pieces and what do they represent?
The chess pieces, they ask. Well, I hope you're not looking for some deep metaphorical representation here.
Okay.
We have the rook. It goes side to side. It is one of the major pieces, second most powerful compared to the queen. There's two of them. The queen is the most powerful piece, as it can move as the rook does, as well as attacking diagonally as far as it can reach across the board, making it the most powerful piece. The king, which one might think is the most powerful piece, is actually not quite. It can only move in a 1 square radius around it, and if it is checked and has no way of defending itself, that is when you lose. And it's called checkmate. The bishops move diagonally only, and there's a 1 for each different colored square, so for the 2 diagonals. And then the knights are perhaps the trickiest pieces to learn. They move in an L shape, and they are the only pieces that can hop over others. So for instance, can move in an L shape and go over here, regardless of what piece is in front of it. And the pawn is the last one, and they're like the foot soldiers. They're often expendable, unfortunately for the pawn, but when it gets later into the game, if you're able to march your pawn all the way down to the 8th rank, you're able to turn it into any other piece besides a king and another pawn. So you could make another queen for yourself. That's what these extra queens are for. And that's an extra powerful piece. So from the least powerful piece to the most powerful piece.
So this is the smart version of checkers.
Essentially, yes. Though, no offense to those checkers players out there.
None taken.